Cool.
So let's see. I can't get us both in here. Oh, because.
Yeah, it's where you're facing.
There we go. Hey.
Double recording.
Yeah.
Trying to zoom in and see myself.
Yeah.
There I am.
Oh boy, this is going to take a lot of editing. This tripod is there. Now it locked in.
Yeah.
There we go.
How much does that tripod weigh?
I don't know. It's a few ounces. It's not bad. My wife found it. She's always looking for stuff for me to have on trail.
I see. Well, all that combined is probably still lighter than my camcorder.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I got a little pretty big charger too that I have, so that takes a little bit as well. Yeah.
Okay. So you've been out here since Amicalola.
Amicalola, May 24th. So it's close to, well, it's June 19 right now.
Yep.
So I'm nearing my 30th day in about 5 days.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I'm in the same position. I got off the train. I got on the train on the 24th. Got off in Gainesville on the 25th. Shuttle driver couldn't get there until around 10, so I started my day around noon on the 25th and made it up to Springer Mountain, and that was my start.
I see.
So I got 0.2 of a mile on the AT that day. The rest was all approach trail.
I see. Yeah, I started on the approach trail too, and then that was a nice walk up. I said goodbye to my parents like right before the first steps, and it was a good departure.
Well, I foolishly, the guy offered to drive me to the top of the falls. I said, no, I want to experience the steps. Well, by the time I was halfway up, I was cussing him, saying he should have talked to me. He should have been a little more strict, and giving me a ride because I was overloaded with food. My pack was over 40 pounds, which is
over 40 pounds.
Over 40 pounds.
Wait, with the pack you had?
Yeah.
That looked like an ultralight
It is.
pack.
It was way overloaded, and it was all food. Normally I keep it around 30. But I had way too much food with me because we pack our fears, and I just wasn't sure how good resupply is. I got to figure I should have figured it had to be easy because there's so many thru hikers that start there. But we're hiking in the off season. The bubble has gone by, so we're hiking. That's why the hostels are so empty when we get here.
I see.
So,
which is nice.
Which is nice,
really
but some of the
nice.
hostels shut down.
That's true. Yeah.
But I've been staying at a hostel maybe once or twice a week. My wife just says, "Do it." I guess she's nervous about me sleeping out in the woods. And on a rainy, this is only like the second time I've been rained on in this whole 3 weeks.
I see. We've been pretty lucky so far. Weather forecasts always kept saying like thunderstorm rain, but I think most of it's passed away.
So what's your story? You said goodbye to your parents at Amicalola. Were they actually there, physically there, or was
they were
physically
physically
dropped
there?
you off? Yeah.
So I said my final goodbyes. They're having fun with my cousin, my aunt, and my uncle-in-law, because they came from Korea actually, which they never do. It's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Yep.
And now they're going to like Canada, Niagara Falls, New York City, which we never do.
Yeah.
So I'm missing out a ton while being on this trail, but at the same time,
Well, it is a unique experience, especially in self-sufficiency and pushing yourself to the limits and figuring out, what you can do, and in a way, learning how to not overdo it. I have I have somebody who makes sure that doesn't happen. My wife recently insisted I take a 0 day. She said, "You've gone 3 weeks without a 0 day. You must take a 0 day." And then I'm on the spot because if I ignore her advice and then I get hurt, and I told you so this big. And I said that to her. She said, "Oh, it would have been bigger than that."
Yeah. I guess it's nice to have someone always checking on you. I'm always busy trying to push myself that sometimes I forget that, this is a body, It's not some Superman body or anything like that. So.
Well, there are times where I've looked at the path ahead and said, well, yeah, maybe I could do a 25-mile today. And then, like, after mile 20, and I'm looking and saying there's a major climb. There's no way I'm going to do a major climb at the end of the day. And then there was one, to get here on a Nero day, I knew I had to space out my days so that I had like a 20-mile day and a 15-mile day. Well, at one point I was at 15. It's easier to say, okay, I'm going to commit to making this the 20-mile day because I've already done 15 of them. And then that way it was easier the next day. I think I only had to do like 13.7 or something.
I see. I see.
And that got me to that shelter last night there.
Yeah, I've been just doing consistent, like, about 20 miles a day, so my legs are just destroyed right now.
Yeah, that's a little bit much for me. 16 is probably on average my limit, though I have put in 420s. I've also put in quite a number of 10s, especially early on.
Yeah, me too. But last question before we get our chess match started. How does it feel to finally get your day off? Off, getting a Nero?
Oh well, I have mixed feelings because I want to get miles in because I really do want to get home to my wife and my little dog. My little dog has never had a. She thinks I'm dead. She has no idea. She doesn't know where I went off to. We left some T-shirts that I slept in to put in her on her bed so she can have the familiarity of the odors. But my wife I talk to, or at least text with daily, and that connection is there. Though of course I miss her too. So we've been married for almost 43 years. So I really do want to get her. And she said this is the last long trip. After this, 2 weeks at a time is probably the max. Which means I'll never get trail legs again because it takes 2 weeks to get trail legs.
I see. It's like you're on probation right now.
Yes, yes. So that's my story.
Nice. Well, that's good to hear. I still got a few more months before I get back to my family, but yeah. You ready to get the chess match started?
Sure. And don't forget, you've got my number, and when you hit the middle of Connecticut, let me know you're in the area, and if you need anything, with notice, I can get out to the trail in Massachusetts.
I really appreciate that news.
Maybe bring Mrs. Bad News or Doggy Bad News with us.
Oh yeah, that would be great. I love dogs. I love seeing dogs on the trail. The only thing I don't like about dogs is the dog poop I come across on trails.
Yeah, somehow my wife has managed to teach all our dogs that we had to go in the woods. So if I were on the trail with a dog, she would go off into the woods.
That's great.
So not subject the hikers to that. Okay, so I'll stop this.
All right, let's get our chest